Hey folks, this is Brian. We got to play Elderath tonight, and we're rules wise for comp, etc. We're getting further and further away from RQG and closer to BRP. So we were doing some more BRP rules diving tonight, and that kind of stuff's in the live play, by the way, in the description. But anyway, last time we left with Captain Krim and us fighting the demon that came up out of the under the altar. Um, I had early conflict with the game, so I came in late to the session as they were bringing me up to speed. Apparently, Captain Krim critted the demon, and the demon also fumbled his resistance roll against the priest's banishment spell. So it only lasted one more round, and it was done. Everybody came up to the other temple, the one that was desecrated with the altar with the spirit in it, and the priest took care of the spirit. Now they're going to spend the next week doing a cleansing ritual to reconsecrate this temple. And then they're going to leave a contingent behind, and then everybody else is going down to Kars to report to the temple what they found, what's happening, what's going on. And then they're going to send reinforcements back up to the valley here to have an occupation force to protect the area. Um, we had some discussion about elvish weapons and their design, matching designs that are on the altar. Oh, underneath the altar in the lower temple area where the demon came out, there's actually a gate down there, like the one we found in the mine. And it takes a key shaped like a leaf to open that kind of thing. There's some thought that we might have had one. After digging around, the only thing I could find was that we got an elvish dagger from the giant spider in the tower at Hamlet. Not in Hamlet, but in the moat house by Hamlet. So some discussion about elvish weapon designs and how they match the altar and that kind of thing. And we also started discussing as a party. Okay, what are we going to do next? Well, while the temple people are doing their thing, let's go ahead and just try and clear out the rest of the valley. Okay, let's go over to Cavern C and check that out. Okay, so the next day we head over there. We go in, there's a four-way intersection, Runt spots some tripwires and a net, and he does some disarming kind of stuff. And we hear noises to the west, weapons being drawn, that kind of thing. So um, we all kind of turn that way. West flashes the flashlight up, see some orcs, they scatter from the light, and we all kind of move to attack. And Runt gets a critical parry with his spear. He's got like a 23% skill with that weapon, but he keeps getting these specials and criticals. It's amazing. During this combat, there was like 10 orcs, and West cast the stun cloud out there to try to catch them from behind or to block out the entrance area where we are, so everybody's trying to fight us actually in the stun cloud. But orcs are smart. They jump out of the way. They don't want to get shocked and stuff. What's this magic stuff? Get out of the way. So there's a lot of this running around thing going on. West does cast Hold Kind on orc number 10. He was in the back with a bow, so we want to hold him so he's not able to shoot his bow and arrow. But turns out there's two others in the other corner shooting at him. He got hit a couple of times, but they were not able to penetrate his armor. While Wes has the Hold Kind up, which is a concentration spell, he casts Breezes, which is another concentration spell. So he's making multiple concentrations in order to make this stuff happen. And with Breezes, he's then able to move the shocking cloud, the stun cloud, around, trying to capture guys. The guys keep running out and running back and forth and stuff. So eventually we get to the point where everybody's fleeing. We get some opportunity attacks as they go by. One guy gets fried by the stun cloud, though. That was kind of cool. And then One guy got injured in the leg, so he's crawling around. He's in the back corner. Wes at that point just, okay, sleep, puts a bunch of them to sleep. We dispatch a handful of them. Others ran. More opportunity attacks. Oh, there's also apparently some families in here because there were some little orcs and some medium-sized orcs who fled as well. We let them go by. We weren't worried about them. We're just worried about the fighters. But the orcs, they were armored up. They had 5 points of armor. Um, and it's metal armor, so the stun cloud was had some effects for when they were trying to do the resistance rolls. Um, Once most of them had left, it's actually before we did the sleep, Wes wanted to try and do a lightning bolt. Finally get his chance to do this new 10th level spell, lightning bolt, right? And as he moves into the room, everybody else moves around. They kind of get in the way, so he starts to adjust. And of course, York's here, coming in, so they start moving around. But so Wes is just kind of twisting in a circle, and then has to move down again in there to get a straight shot. But there's two of them, one from the other, and the DM's applying the D&D lightning bolt mechanic of it hits everybody in a straight line kind of thing. But it only does a d6 of damage. 10th level spell, 2 magic points, a d6 of damage. I can overpower it, but we can only go to the next level of lightning bolt, which is in the 10 to 15 range, so it's only one more magic point. So he puts 3 magic points into it, does 2d6 damage, which turned out to be like 5. They both made their saving throws, so one took just 1 point of damage kind of thing. It was fairly useless. And they escape. We search around the room, nothing here. There's this one goblin with the bad leg, and Wes is trying to be merciful, but the goblin's fighting. So he's just kind of holding him in place while Raymond runs around healing people because Hjelmir got an impale to the arm and took it out, and Runt got damaged in the arm as well, brought it below 0 so he couldn't handle the weapon. He's just got to stand in the middle of the room with the torch, keeping things lit up. It was kind of cool. We're playing with Owlbear, and the GM's been experimenting with different kinds of features. So he's got this fading circle of light from the torch. As you go towards the end, it gets dark kind of thing. Which is kind of cool. And then we still have Wes with his flashlight thing. So we got 2 torches, one around one around him, and then one around the end of the light kind of deal. Although we don't really need to have one around him, because each of the people have like a little radius around them so they can see around themselves kind of thing. Yeah, it's fun. Again, dynamic lighting kind of practice. So we go back to the intersection, head on east, see what's on the other side. There's an opening to the south. We go south, then go east some more, and there's a large room. Wes does his flashlight thing up, and there's like a table with orcs and orcs and orcs and orcs on it. And at that point, we were at 20 minutes to midnight, so we kind of called it at that point. A couple things that I've noticed with Wes and trying to figure out how to use the spells effectively for what he's doing. With his Windlaw up to 10th level, there's a Stun Cloud 4, which has a 20-foot radius. And if you would have cast that in the first room we were in, which is 30 by 30, it would have filled up the entire room. And if we do a shield wall, block people in so they take damage until they're gone, that's one thing. Or if we just block them for another round, he can cast some sleep spells and put them to sleep, and then they fry up in 2 rounds. At least 2 rounds of critical. So that's the kind of tactics he's starting to think about now. But this new room we came into is like really big, so he might have to cast 2 stun clouds and then start throwing some sleep spells around so people flop down and can't save and can take some damage. With the minor staff spell on his rapier, he's now doing a d6 plus 3. which can get through some armor now. um, More so than a shock bolt or even an overcharged shock bolt, because you can only overcharge to the next level of spell, which is essentially just one magic point worth. So he can do a 2d4 shock bolt, or a 2d6 lightning bolt with 2 magic points or 3 magic points. Um, is that worth it? I'm not sure anymore. I'm really not sure. I'm going to play around with the Stun Cloud and Sleep Spell combination to see how well that works. Other than that, he's got some defensive. She's got the shield mastery list. So if he can, take a round or two to prep up, so he's got some defense bonus happening. Um, and then he's just going with his rapier, and it's doing more damage than a straight shock bolt is. So that's the kind of situation I'm finding myself in. But hey, it was fun. We got to play some new rules, some new spells, try and check things out. Killed some orcs. Happy gaming.